Hey guys, what's going on? Troy at Mountain Man Treasure here, and today we're going to talk about a couple of big sales, both of them going overseas.
Mountain Man, Mountain Man.
Treasures.
Welcome into the channel, guys. My name is Troy. I'm a reseller in Montana. I go to garage sales and estate sales and thrift stores. I find stuff, I buy it, I bring it home, I list it online, and I sell it for a profit. And I don't just list it for customers in the U.S. I don't just list it for customers in Canada or Mexico. I sell worldwide. I have been doing that for several years now, and it has greatly increased my sales. It's something that I think resellers should do once they get comfortable shipping with the U.S. customers, once they get the handle on weights and measurements and that sort of thing. I really think you should open yourself up to the international market. There are a couple of ways to do that. We used 3 different international selling methods in the last 2 days. Let's take a look at our sales. We'll come back and we'll talk more. Gonna fill the IKEA bag today, and one fantastic sale right there in the middle. Stay tuned. That's our grand finale of this batch. Right here, we've got a viewer sale from the writer of The Hitcher. It's Night of the Wild, Pray for Day. Look at that. It's basically like zombie dogs. It's the birds with teeth. I didn't watch it. It seems awful and fantastic at the same time. I should have watched it. Michael, tell me how this is. A viewer bought this one. $3.99 plus shipping. Said he's been watching us, and his sales have increased since watching the channel and employing advice. So, man, I appreciate that. That's good news. Lady Gaga, Born This Way. It's a 2-disc set. Picked this up at a garage sale recently. Bundled in. I maybe paid $1 for it. I don't know. Probably less than that. And it sold for $4.99 plus shipping. Our last doTERRA Ginger Digestive Drops. Moving on out of the store. I had 4 of these, quantity listing, and they're now all gone. $15.99 plus shipping for that. This guy sold this morning. He's a Pokemon figure. It's Geodude, I believe. And I think it was $7.49 plus shipping for that guy. International sale. First of a couple, actually. Montana belt buckle. Look at that. Grizzly bear on there. Super cool. This is a company that makes a lot of vintage pewter buckles, and they don't sell for a ton, but they sell pretty well. They're a little bit slow to move, but I've been doing well on buckles lately, and this one is actually going to Belgium. I don't know if I've sold anything to Belgium before. $18 plus international shipping. Pretty cool. These I got out of a storage unit. We're 100% in the profit here. It's the old Jumpman wristbands, and they've still got the cardboard inside. These are brand new. New old stock, essentially. They've been listed for a little while, and I did get an offer on them that I took. $14 plus shipping. I think I had them up at 17 or 18, something. I don't remember, but 14 plus shipping. I took that. Here, let's do this one. doTERRA, the other lemon that I had, the essential oil for the oil diffuser. This thing sold for $9.98 plus shipping. Another one of our Mary's Moo-Moos sold. I gotta be careful because this one is like a trinket box. I don't know if you can hear that, but maybe you can hear that. Maybe it comes through. It moves. So this one is a little bit more valuable. There you go. Me and Moo. Pretty cool. I accepted an offer on this one of $18 plus shipping. 2 more of our Cracker Barrel syrups going out. It's crazy. I picked these up for almost nothing. And I've got them lotted up in sets of 2. It's a quantity listing. I think 7 or 8 of them available. And it sold for $9.98 free shipping. So we make like $5-6 on this thing. Pretty cool. We've got, this one is Daryl Waltrip in the Kmart card. Not super valuable, especially since it's coming loose. This is the raced version. That's why you have the tire marks and stuff like that on the car. Like I said, not real high dollar, but cool for a collector. We got it as part of a big bulk buy, so why not list it? $7.99 plus shipping. Over here, pretty rare piece. It's Gorby, To America with Love. That, of course, Mikhail Gorbachev. I don't know why somebody made a doll of him. I don't know. But it's pretty funky. And so it was absolutely worth listing. Something weird that you've never seen before. And Gorby took a little while, a few months to sell, but he sold for $28.79 plus shipping. And then this guy, our big winner, Le Creuset. Keep an eye out for that French name. This is very heavy. It's enamel, I guess, over cast iron. You can see it's made in France. This is a number 24. We'll set that aside. Super, super heavy because, like I said, it is cast iron. Look at this. It still has, guys, the tag on the box. $2.99 was the sale price. It was $380 originally at a store. I picked this up at a big community sale. And it's the same place where I got the Pampered Chef crock pot thing, the rock crock. And for this, I paid $15. And I knew that was a screaming deal before I even knew that it was new. And the sticker was on the bottom. And it doesn't have the box, so it's like a new other. But it's got the sticker, so it was obviously never on a stove, right? And this plaid pattern is really rare. It sells every time that it's listed. I listed it a little bit high because mine was the only one available with this plaid pattern. It sat for a while. I got a few lowball offers, but I had it listed at about $420. Like I said, shooting a little bit high because of scarcity. And I got an offer yesterday of $350 plus shipping. And I took it. I'm $15 in, guys. She said she got this as a wedding present. And it was too fancy. They never knew what to do with it, so she sold it. So $15 turned into $350. It's actually going through the global shipping program. I don't normally ship through global shipping, but I will on very high dollar items and or very heavy, bulky items just because of shipping costs. And this one checked both boxes. So put it through GSP. And I believe this one is headed to Hong Kong. $350. And we'll finish out this What Sold with a nice pile of stuff, including another high dollar sale. We'll get to that. Let's start over here with one of the smalls that I like to sell. Old vintage pin. This is like the TV reporter Kermit. I think these are really cool. I've got a couple more of them. And this guy sold for $9.98 plus shipping. This thing is pretty solid. This thing sold in about a week or so. It's a SteriPen. Now this is missing the outside packaging, but the inside plastic still completely sealed. I picked this up at an estate sale. I think I paid, I don't remember. I want to say I paid $20 for it. I don't remember. I paid $32 for everything at that sale. It's the same one where we got that book that we sold for $95. So regardless of what we paid, we're already well into the profit. So this is 100% profit at this point. And it sold for $83.19 free shipping. This is going to go out probably about a 2-pound rate or so. So definitely good money left over. It's got a solar charger here, regular charger. It's got a UV light. The idea is you can sterilize, kill all the little bugs in water when you're outdoors or whatever. I almost kept it for myself, actually, but it sells so well, I thought, you know what, we're going to flip it. We're going to get the cash. So $83 free shipping. We got the Boxcar Children, the last of the Boxcar set that I picked up. I picked up a whole bunch of these things for 25 cents a piece. We sold one big lot of them for, I think it was $45. We've sold a couple of singles that didn't go with the lot, and then this one, books 29 through 32 in a little slip cover. This thing sold for $15.67 plus shipping. When you can find sets, guys, at these garage sales, pick them up. Even these kids' books, they will sell very often for decent money. I can't help myself with new and sealed VHS tapes, even those that aren't necessarily worth all that much if it's a movie that I enjoyed. And I remember the old Arnold. This is Eraser, and still new and sealed in there, and it sold for $1.99 plus shipping. I got it in a bundle lot, so I'm not that much into it. It's just a cool thing to have in the store, and sometimes I like to just have cool things in the store. We'll do this one. Shadow of Mordor. This is a Lord of the Rings deal for PS4. Still new and sealed. I accepted an offer of $8.25 plus shipping. It's not a very high dollar game. I had it listed at about $10, I sent out an offer of 9, and they countered me. So I took that. I actually saw the Amazon prequel last night in a screening. I loved it. I don't want to get too far into it because most people don't care, but it's really, really good, guys. It had its issues, but overall a huge win. Mary Kay, time-wise, this is, let's see, Even Complexion Essence. This is headed overseas. It's going to Australia. $9.98 plus shipping. We got a hat here. I always pick these up when I can find them for a decent price. It's a dry fit. It's Nike. It's like formless, right? This is a running hat, basically, or an outdoors hat. The thing is, this one is a youth size. It's like for a big toddler head. And so it doesn't sell for all that much. But even still, I picked these up because they sell very well. Now, if you can find adult size, they'll sell for quite a bit more than this sold. I got an offer on this one, and I took it of $8 plus shipping. I think I paid $1 for that at a sale, so still a decent turnaround. This, I picked up 2 license plates. License plates sell, guys. People like decorating with them. They do art with them if you put them in lots, stuff like that. But they got to be older. This one, you can see Missouri, 1985. The Show Me State. Really cool looking plates. And I picked it up with another, and I got them both for $5. So $2.50 into this. It sold for $15.99 plus shipping. To ship these very easy, you just put some cardboard on one side, cardboard on the other, put it in a mailer, and out it goes. It's not going to break. You just got to make sure that it's supported so it doesn't bend. And I love picking up and selling license plates. Good money on that one. Another video game, Jak 3. PlayStation 2 greatest hits. Not a super high dollar game, but Jak sells pretty well. We've talked about that before. $9.98 plus shipping on that. These I just listed yesterday. I've got several more lots. Sorry, the crinkle. We're just going to set it down. I got several more lots. I bought an entire tub of various screwdrivers, all vintage screwdrivers, some wooden handles. I'm going to list those together. I listed 3 similar lots to this with 5 screwdrivers in it. It's Roscoe. It's a vintage brand, and this one is the one that people like. Two-fister or something that it's called. It's a giant screwdriver, and then we put 4 others with it. So I have lots of 5, 2 others up, and I have enough to make probably another 2 lots, and then I got to get into the other screwdrivers. Paid $5 for all of it. This one I accepted an offer of $16 plus shipping. They will fit into a padded flat rate envelope, so we'll do that. These headed up to Barrow, Alaska, actually. Pretty cool. This one just sold this morning. The Unicorn by the Irish Rovers. I don't know. It's a random one. I loved the art, so we picked that up at a little thrift store on a road trip. We're less than $1 in because I think we paid $15 for everything. We walked out with a whole pile of stuff, and it's relatively low dollar once we looked it up, but I listed it anyway because I thought it was cool, and it sold $5.99 plus shipping. That's headed to, I believe, somebody in Chicago. And then we've got the cars with Candy O. It's the old Vargas pinup art. Her on the cover. Vargas pinup stuff is pretty highly sought after, pretty highly collectible, and that made this album cover really good. And I think that's one of the reasons this sells so well. Is a lot of people like to buy this just to display the LP, and it sold for $9.98 plus shipping. And then let's move this. We're going to come over to this guy. This sold in, it was under 12 hours. I listed it about dinner time yesterday, and it sold at some point overnight. This is, well, look right there. Shell Crusher, Turtle Killer. That'll give you an idea. The windshield is in there as well. It's the Foot Cruiser from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I actually have the wheels converted underneath right now. It does, of course, have the wheels. It has those accessories. Those always get lost, at least the flags, or torn off. So those, I think you can sell those probably for $10, $15 if you find them just on their own. These things are often lost. Then you've got this back here, and it flips around. There you go. These pieces get lost. I mean, it's incredible to find this all together. I've actually been hanging on to this for, I don't know, about 6 months. It's been sort of displayed in here for me because it's really cool and it's in very nice condition. A little bit of scuffing on the front, but not bad at all, especially considering this came out of the late 80s, right? Really cool vintage turtles. I finally decided yesterday, I thought, you know what, it's time to list it. And it sold overnight. This thing is going to Australia off of one of my web interpret listings, 241.37 Australian dollars. Now, we'll talk about the conversion of that, and actually we'll talk a little bit about my international listings. I get a lot of questions about international stuff, and I was talking with a viewer about web interpret the other day. So we'll talk about that and what it does for me coming up. And then the ducks of the day. Here we go. We'll start out over here. Tony coming back in, getting another for her son in a box in the garage. That's where the stuff is that he's selling right now. We got a Dracula duck, and she asked if I'd sign the bottom of that for him, so we're going to do that for sure. I think we got one more of those. The ladybug duck, one of the first that flew into the store. This one going out to Trina. Thank you so much. The blue with the green bill, pink hat, all kinds of color going on with this one. And this is going to Fox Penny Sales. They started in May. Already top rated seller status. Well done, guys. I hope that helps you get your ducks further in a row. You already clearly know what you're doing. We got the eyelashes going on there, the purple bow. This one is headed out to Trinity. Thank you so much. And then we've got a fleet over here. We've got a pirate. Look at that. He's got his sword. Baseball duck, the camo duck, another nurse duck, and a pair of elephant ducks. Yes, they make elephant ducks. These all going out to Christy and Matt. Christy and Matt just recently leased a storefront to supplement their eBay business. So obviously things going very well. Good luck with the storefront. They said they obviously need to get their ducks in a row if they've got that as well as eBay. That's a whole lot to take care of. So guys, I sure appreciate your support and good luck as you work on that new storefront part of your business. Den Decor Depot. Go check them out, guys. Christy, Matt, thank you. All right, I've got that one all boxed up now. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles car, that is boxed up. A little bit of a YouTube time warp here. And it fits perfectly in the USPS 12 by 12 by 8 box, so no need to even buy a box. Fits right here. And when you ship internationally, you can ship in the free USPS boxes. Now, we talked about in the introduction different ways that you can ship internationally, and I used all of them in this video. We sold that Le Creuset through, sounded very French, didn't I? Through the global shipping program. Again, I don't use that very much. It is very expensive for buyers. The system always ships things priority rather than first class international. So the expense is higher. So eBay's got to charge you for that. They also charge for import fees, customs, duties, tax, that sort of thing. Well, the issue is they charge sort of a blanket and average. And many countries, Canada especially, doesn't charge until you reach a certain dollar threshold. You have to declare how much the item you're shipping is worth. And if it's under that amount, then the customer doesn't have to pay anything. It's just like getting normal mail. The problem is, it doesn't matter if you ship through GSP, they have to pay that anyway on the front end. And so it's cost prohibitive for a lot of buyers. A lot of them, especially I've heard from buyers in Canada, they'll completely ignore GSP listings because they know it's going to be too expensive for them. So that's one of the reasons. There are others, but that's one of the reasons why I don't list on GSP for most things. The exception, as I said, very heavy or bulky things and very expensive things. That's because shipping through global shipping program, you get some extra benefits. Essentially, you just have to get it to the hub in Kentucky. I ship it to Kentucky. eBay then repackages and sends it on to the person at the ultimate location. As long as I get it to Kentucky okay, after that, it's eBay's problem, right? So if something shows up broken, lost, whatever, it's on eBay. Now, they can't get you if they claim item not as described or defective. They can still get you through global shipping on that. But otherwise, you're protected. So I do like that built-in protection. I don't like that it's so expensive. It works for very collectible things like that. It's very rare. Somebody wants it. Somebody's going to be willing to pay up. But your everyday t-shirt, video game, movie, it's never going to sell through the global shipping program. Well, I say never. 99 out of 100, let's say, it's not going to sell through GSP. That's why there are two other ways that I use. One of them is the simple export rate, and that's done through Pirate Ship. All you have to do is go to pirateship.com. There's a little chat icon on there. You say, hey, I'd like to be enrolled in the simple export rate program. They write you back and go, okay. I mean, literally, that's what happens, and that's how easy it is. You can link your Pirate Ship and eBay accounts together. It works out really slick. It's actually pretty inexpensive to ship a lot of things that way internationally. That's how I shipped this guy, the Foot Cruiser, through eBay, and we'll talk about the other method through eBay. It was going to be, I think, $36 or $38, right in that ballpark, because I did overpack this a little bit, and so it bumped it up another weight class. It wound up being like 2 pounds 6 ounces, I think it was, or 2 pounds 8, and so it bumped up into the 3-pound class, and that made it more expensive. So I screwed up the weight, and that one's on me. But the Pirate Ship simple export rate, $25.99 for the same package. So that worked out well. We shipped it through Pirate Ship, and we saved, $10-12, whatever it was. And it's going to get there just fine. You get tracking numbers door to door. It's not a problem. It works very well. So that's another way that you can ship stuff internationally. Or you can use eBay's standard international program. That's relatively new. I think it's a year, 2 years old, something like that. And it works much the same as simple export rate. You just ship it through eBay. It's, again, going to a hub. It's based on where you are and where the ultimate location is. I've shipped to various locations, sometimes in Kentucky, several in California. It's all over. And it's a little bit less expensive than GSP, and that is because they're not charging, like the Pirate Ship method, they're not charging those customs duties, any import fees. That's not being charged up front. The buyer has to pay for that when it gets to his country. So if he doesn't have to pay for that in his country, he's clear. He doesn't have to worry about it. If he does, he will have to pay. Customs will basically clear the item and then hold it at the post office. They have to go pick it up and pay whatever fees that they owe. It's a very good system. It works very well. I've used it for years now. And like I said, it still has built-in protections from eBay, the standard protections. If it gets lost in transit, that's on eBay, right? So you are protected a little bit there, as long as once eBay ships it out to the final destination, if it never shows up, I've been protected that way if it gets lost, because then it's eBay's responsibility. You don't have quite as robust of protections as you do through GSP, but you're going to sell a whole lot more. I sold video games that way, you saw here in this video. Actually, this one I just sold through that. I haven't packed it up yet, but this, the Evil Within 2 for the PS4, this is headed to Greece. They paid $8.98 plus shipping through eBay's standard international delivery. So Greece is now on the list. Thanks very much to that buyer, because that helped us show there's lots of ways to ship things. Now, let's talk about WebInterpret. So WebInterpret is sort of taking your international sales to the next level. It's something that I've been using for 3 or 4 years now. I'm not exactly sure, but I do very well through WebInterpret. You just saw we made a very high dollar sale through their service today, the Foot Cruiser. Now, what they do is take your listing and list it on multiple countries' eBay website. Now, people can go to the U.S. eBay. They live in Canada. You can still type in the .com and go to U.S. eBay. But the default would be I think it's .ca if you live there in Canada, and they're looking at their eBay website. So what WebInterpret does is takes my listing and lists it on eBay Canada. Now, I also have, and I never remember the full list, but I have Singapore, I have France, I have Spain. I used to have Germany. They added shipping rules, and so we took Germany off the list. We have multiple places that we sell through Web Interpret. And the cool thing with them is as well is for, France, for example, they'll take my listing and they translate it. So the title, the description, all of that is translated into French. And they also translate, I guess, the money. They take whatever US dollar amount that I set on it. It's then listed on eBay France, and they do the conversion for you. And so it's really slick. I don't want to dive too deep into the weeds on it. There are things that you have to be careful with because there are certain things that you can't sell internationally. And this is an automated system. It's a bit like Bonanza, if people have heard of Bonanza. It's a bit like that. It takes your eBay listing and it relists it. Well, if I were to list, say, a knife, you can't sell knives internationally. And so if that popped up on eBay France, I'm going to get a warning from eBay because I listed a prohibited item, right? And that's a no-no. You can get your account in trouble that way. So you do have to really know what you're listing. You can build a list and blacklist different things to make sure that you're not listing something that is restricted, that is prohibited in various countries. You have to take some ownership there. And so this takes some due diligence on your part to make sure that what you're doing is safe and that you're not going to be putting your eBay account at risk. So you've got to take some ownership in that. I know people have gotten in trouble through Web Interpret listings before. Ultimately, it came down on them because they did not do that due diligence and make sure that they weren't listing restricted items. I've not had any problems with them at all. I've been very happy with their service. They have different levels that they charge. The one I use, because I don't make a ton of sales through them, it's just a supplement to what I sell. I use one where I don't pay any monthly fee. I just pay 5.5% of the sale to them and $1.29 per transaction. So let's take a look at exactly what that means for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles piece. I wrote the numbers down here on a piece of paper because I'm never going to remember them, and anybody who watches the channel knows I don't dive into the math very often. The minutia, I don't care to dig into the details, right? But I'm going to do it a little bit here just so you get an understanding of how Web Interpret works. If you have questions about it, I do have other videos on the channel that you can watch, even an interview with one of the people that works there at Web Interpret, and you can get a better idea of what it is. But for those that have questions about it, I listed the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle piece on the Australian website. Now, once we convert it, because it's sold in Australian dollars, once we convert it, that's $163.55 in U.S. currency. After fees, that comes out to $142.29. Okay, you got to take out your eBay fees just like normal. Now, Web Interpret's going to take 5.5% of the sale. That is $8.99 plus their $1.29, right? So those are ones we have to take out. After that, we're left with $132.01. That's after Web Interpret and eBay fees. We're left with $132 and penny. Now, I do have to pay to ship. Now, Web Interpret, it works in it's free shipping, right? Your shipping fee is worked in. I generally charge a flat $24.99 to ship things through Web Interpret. So in this case, I undercharged by $1. Okay, so I missed it there. But other things that I sell through them, it's still $24.99. And so I actually get money back on the shipping because a lot of times it's $12, $15, $17. I actually make money on shipping. So overall, it balances out. Even though I missed it by $1 this time, next time I'm going to save $5. I'm not that worried about it. I only ship the lighter weight stuff, so that's how it works out for me. We got to do the math. I haven't done the math. Let's see. We've got the magic watch. It'll tell me. What is $132.01 minus $25.99?
The answer is $106.02.
There you go. The answer is $106.02. That is our profit after we're all done. $106 through the Web Interpret listing off of the Turtles car. Now, through my Web Interpret listings, I also jack up the price a couple of percentage points compared to my U.S. listing. That helps cover some of the fees as well. So I've built into the system a few ways to make some of my money back. Will I make more through a U.S. sale? I will. It was listed in the U.S. for $143.99 plus shipping. Okay, so $144 is what it was listed for. That was actually a little bit above market, but $143.99 is what it was listed at. After fees, $125.27. So roughly, I made $19 less selling it through Web Interpret than I would have through the US listing after fees there. That being said, I would have probably taken an offer of like $125 or so on the car because I did price it over market. I would have accepted an offer from a US seller and we would have been about a wash. So I made $19 less, but I sold something overnight. And this business, for me, I've sort of transitioned. I used to try and squeeze every last penny. I was marking it at the very top of the market. I was countering over $1, $2. I wanted to get every penny I could out of everything I could. I've slowly started to transition over the last little bit and realized I think that's silly. You know, am I going to quibble over a couple bucks, let it sit for 6 more months before I get those $2 out of it? It doesn't make any sense, right? Like, let's get that money now, turn that money into more money. In the long run, it's better for me to move inventory. And that's what selling internationally does for me. It's a significant portion of my sales every year, and it helps me move more inventory. And so if I make a little bit less by selling it to an overseas customer through a Web Interpret listing, I'm going to do it. I'm very happy with that. It might not work for you. It works for me, and it works very well. But like I said, at the end of the day, you have to do in every aspect, you have to do what works for you. You have to do in your business what works for your business. And your business model isn't mine, and mine isn't the next guy's. And guess what? That's okay. Thanks for hanging out with me for this one. Got a little long talking international, but I do get international questions pretty frequently. So I thought, it's about time to at least dip our toe back into the discussion. So if you have any questions, leave them down below, or my contact information is down below as well. And guys, we'll see you next time.